In today's video, we're going to talk about strategy for your successful transition. Coming right up. So what's your situation? You've just released from the military and you're transitioning into the civilian workplace. The military is a traditional employment organization. They brought you in as an untrained raw recruit. They spent time investing and training you into what they needed, and they had a career plan for you as far as their succession planning was concerned, different roles and positions that you could take as you were continually trained and evolved and became a more valuable HR asset for them. The civilian, or the new economy, as described by Alana Gershon in her book, Down and Out in the New Economy, is a dramatically different environment. Instead of coming in as an untrained asset and expecting the organization to train and develop you, the economy as it stands today and the direction in which it's going is one where you come in as a trained asset, as a specific skill set, as a tool to fit the job. You come in, you're deployable right away, fill that position, do that role, and then move on to the next thing. Some refer to this as the gig economy, but that's a little bit too simple. The bottom line is that you need to be able to have a specific qualification, skill set, or range of experience that is immediately applicable to the role that you're filling. The second point is know your worth. What I mean to say by that is when you leave the military, you are a highly trained HR asset. You come with a set of skills and specifically the military mindset that is immediately deployable and usable and of a great value to organizations out there. They just may not know it. If you need more explanation about the military mindset, take a look at the video here. I have a two-part series that speaks exactly to it. But as far as your skills coming out of the military, inside the ecosystem of the military, you had qualifications, QL5-6, certifications. In my case, as a naval warfare officer, there's command qualifications, bridge watchkeeping certificates, various kinds of qualifications. The problem is that they're not immediately transferable to the civilian workplace. And maybe a good way to think about this is vocabulary or terminology. When you're in the military, your terminology is very important. You need to be able to speak the language of the military, of the people you work with, so that everybody understands what needs to be done and when. It's no different in the civilian world. You need to be able to speak their language. And in that, you need to be able to transfer your skills, change or transfer your qualifications into civilian equivalencies that they understand. A perfect example of this is project management. An organization called Vets to PM will help you as a military member transfer or learn the vocabulary of your experience running missions, executing missions, organizing missions. All that is part of project management. They will teach you the vocabulary and the terminology required to document your experience and translate that into a project management qualification. Terminology. Taking your military terminology and translating it into the terminology or vocabulary of the civilian world is key to your success. And the third point I want to talk about is the gray man to salesman transformation that you need to make. In the military, we are often encouraged, and it's really part of the culture, to be the gray man. In that, you don't stand up and draw attention to yourself for the accomplishments that you've done. Rather, you're part of a team, not an individual, but rather one of many that accomplishes the mission, the intent, or the objective of the government. That's all changing now. You have to be your own advocate and sell yourself, so to speak, in the civilian world. A good way to think of this is sports athletes. Sports athletes are also part of a team, but when they come up for contract negotiations, they have to sell themselves on their own accolades. Whether you're the great one or a no-name defenseman, you need to be able to sell what you bring to the team, and therefore the team is going to pay you accordingly. The same thing works in the civilian world for you now, in that you need to bring your skills to the table and you need to be able to sell those skills as valuable to the organization. Just like you were able to prove your knowledge, worth, and ability to execute a certain role in anything from a board to an evaluation, you need to be able to translate or sell yourself as being able to do X, Y, Z when you're in a job interview or when you're soliciting yourself out there in the job market. I really recommend that you pick up Alana Gershen's book, Down and Out in the New Economy. The link will be in the description below. It'll help create some context for some of the things that I was speaking about today. In the next video, we're going to talk about some tactics that you can deploy to see some tangible results in your transition from your military career to the successful civilian one. See you in the next video. Thank you everybody for all the warm wishes and positive comments on the videos. Just to let you know, I am having a successful transition and I will be teasing and sharing some of the great things that are happening for me in the videos to come. But all that for the intent and the purpose of trying to share with you what is possible for you and that you don't need to be discouraged in your military transition. If you're enjoying these videos, please feel free to head over to YouTube and subscribe at getting2hired, or leave a comment and share this video on LinkedIn or YouTube and let me know how I'm doing. See you in the next video.